guys? CP the Tool Addict. Woo! How's it going? I want to start this video off a little bit different because I feel like I just don't ever thank you guys enough for all the things, all the good people that always say positive stuff and always, comment, watch my videos every single time. I just really, really, really appreciate it. It's been a humbling experience doing this, and I'm overwhelmed with, how well it's went so far compared to what I expected it to go for. I guess, I just expected it to kind of, happen or not get very big. And seems like every time I do something, I surprise myself and people are more and more interested in my videos. And I just really, can't tell you. It's really cool. It's really cool. I'm not the smartest guy on the planet for doing this stuff, and I'm not always 100%, correct, because I just kind of shoot from the hip. I just try to stay honest. And, I don't let anybody influence me, companies or otherwise. And I really just like the fact that I can be me. And that's the really cool part is I'm not just like the normal YouTubers who out there just, act like they're trying to be an actor. And I really like the fact that I can just come on here every time, not knock out a whole lot of editing, and I can just do my thing and just talk to you guys. So, if you're sticking around to listen to this, me talk to you, I just want to tell you thank you. I just feel like, I'm just trying to be me. That's all there is to it. I don't want to be like the normal YouTuber who does their little spiel and fancy stuff and whatnot. But anyways, guys, woo! I just appreciate you guys. I really do. I really do. So, on to what we're going to talk about today. I've noticed, I try to do a video. Maybe I just never feel like I can get it conveyed out there long enough or the right way. But I feel like people misconstrue what is considered tool truck quality versus I don't know how to call it. It's it's semi-pro quality, and then that's what I'm gonna call it, semi-pro quality, and then just affordable, cheap quality. We're going to go that. There's three tiers, really. Some people call it good, better, best. However you want to look at it. I want to really snip into it because I just can't get this information out there to people. Guys, everything that we do in this world, I think that there might be some lack of pride in quality. And guys, I really, really, really think there's a lost art in that. Anything that you do, I don't care if you flip cheeseburgers, okay? I don't care whatever you do. I don't care if you're the janitor at a school. Whatever you do, you should try to be the best at. I'm not saying you should be the best in the world. I'm saying you should be the best at it for what you do, And that's exactly what I try to do. I'm not the fastest guy. I'm not the most best looking guy, and I'm not the best YouTuber or whatnot, but I'm the best at being me. And that's exactly what I mean. You should really pour every ounce of your energy, and this is what pertains to this tools. I know it's kind of this topic's weird, it's getting a little bit different, but what I mean by that is when we're talking about tool truck tools, you have to put them in a class all by themselves. The semi-pro tools, you have to put them in a class all by themselves, and then the affordable, cheaper line of tools, you have to put them in a class all by themselves. So, without ado, we're going to talk about what I consider tool truck grade tools. And you're going to notice I have a Cornwell ratchet. And I just want you to take a peek at this sucker. And I want you to just look at the actual... People will say, and the reason why I'm using Cornwell is because this is something that I think, if you look at the quality of this Cornwell ratchet versus what I've shown you on the Matco stuff, these are handmade in Wadesworth, Ohio, or wherever they're made in Ohio. They're made in Ohio. They've got a couple of different places in Ohio. But Cornwell literally pays attention to detail when they're still building their stuff. And I appreciate that. This is a really super long 3/8 standard length ratchet. It is a 40 tooth. Cornwell, USA built. Everybody, if you haven't tried a Cornwell ratchet, I'm telling you, one thing I like about it, one thing that I find it very interesting is this little flipper switch. It looks funky, but it actually works. I do enjoy using this ratchet when I use it. You can obviously see I'm getting some scuffs on it because I have been using it. I've only had it for, I don't know, a little while, maybe about 6 months or so. But I bust it out every once in a while just because I like to use it. It's got a different design. It's a different kind of ratchet. But this is, in fact, definitely 100% tool truck grade. And what I mean by that is because it's 100% made by Cornwell. That is tool truck grade. This is 100% made by Cornwell. And they do have stamped and etched sockets. Why do I say this is 100% tool truck made? Just hear me out. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. One more. The Mac Axis Ratchet. 100% tool truck grade quality because it's made by Mac Tools. Snap-on. Once again, 100% tool truck grade quality. It is made by Snap-on. This is my new bit ratchet. I haven't used this sucker yet. Koken, 100% tool truck grade quality. Okay, so what do I mean by that? When I say tool truck grade, that means it has to be the best of the best. That means we can nitpick it and look at its flaws, and we can decide whether or not it is worthy of being called tool truck grade. You know, you look at the quality of a snap-on wrench or any type of snap-on, very few times you'll run across there is issues, don't get me wrong. Stop and hold the phone right there if you guys have just stopped and blew up that comment box. Yes, you're going to have, sometimes there is quality control issues. Are they perfect? No. Nobody's perfect, guys. We all are screw-ups in some ways or another. We all mess up, okay? I make mistakes. I've said that in the beginning of the video. I make mistakes. They make mistakes. But for the most part, Snap-on is very good, and Mac is very good. Cornwell is very good on their U.S.-made products of actually paying attention to that in detail. Another one, SK. SK, you know, these pliers, I carry these with me all the time now. I actually carry these instead of the Nipexes, which guys might find to be, but these flush fit slip joints, these things, I bought these on the Steals and Deals. I absolutely love these things. These are absolutely perfect. I like these better than the Nipex. They're a little bit bigger, and the Nipex has the button on it, and that kind of annoys me. These things slip in and out. I love these pliers. Very well built, but tool truck grade quality. Now, let's get into what I would consider mid-grade quality. And I only have a few examples because I could only bring so much stuff in. I ran out of SD card. Now, watch out for the hair. I ran out of SD card when I was in the shop on my other camera, so I had to come in to use this one, and I just brought in some stuff. So here we're going to go. We're going to talk about mid-grade quality. This is a Matco brake bleeder wrench, and it is made by, these are rebranded. Matco does a lot of rebranding, but I want you to look. We're going to see flaws in this stuff, off-centering, on the broaching. There's going to be issues with it, but it's still of good quality, and it's not bad wrench. This is my brake bleeder wrenches. I love these things. They work pretty good, but these things take a beating. You want to talk about a wrench? When you use a brake bleeder wrench, brake fluid is so corrosive. These are not made by Matco. They're not made in the USA, and there's probably 9 other companies that make them. That, to me, is not tool truck grade quality. Some people will argue that with me, but this is not tool truck grade quality. This is semi-pro quality. This is something that everybody can buy, and you can find this almost anywhere. Amazon, wherever, and it's not exclusive. It's semi-pro. Now, Matco does have exclusive stuff, but that's still, some of their exclusive stuff is still semi-pro because it's not made for tool trucks with the exceptional amount of quality. I would argue even the ratchets are not tool truck quality, in my opinion, because you've seen I have quality issues with the Matco ratchets, and if you can't step up to that, it's okay to have a flaw, like have an issue on like a line or a series of ratchets or something, but when you're having them consistently on everything, that to me negates you from having tool truck quality. Now let's talk about cheaper quality, and we're going to bring Mac into this. The Expert line, which is their entry level or their cheaper line. This is a Mac Expert wrench, and I actually bought this just for, I just ordered it just to see what the expert stuff is. This is very thin. It's not very comfortable. I would say that this lines up with almost majority of your cheaper wrenches that you can get out there. Very thin, very, very plain Jane. It actually, the funny thing about an expert wrench is, surprisingly, it is very thin. And if you wanted a thicker, thin wrench, I wouldn't be disappointed with using some of these. You could probably use these, get expert wrenches for thin wrenches like your jam nuts and stuff like that. But nonetheless, it is a lower grade quality. Blue Power. This Blue Power for Cornwell, and I'm going to pick on Cornwell too. Blue Power for Cornwell, some of this stuff is mid-grade because they use a lot of Cabo rebranded stuff on their wrenches, which is no different than Matco. Their Matco and Cornwell's Blue Power and Matco's wrenches are absolutely being built by the same people, without a doubt. I literally have talked about this on the channel before, but the Blue Power sockets, they're not the most greatest, but they do work good, and that includes the Matco ADV. Now, I will say the ADV I will put in a mid-grade or semi-pro class because of the fact that I think these are rebranded by Sunex. Not for sure. They could be rebranded by another company too, but I'm not going to dig into it. I really don't care. The fact of the matter is that this is a upper echelon grade quality. And last but not least, because we got to show something for Harbor Freight, these are my in-the-house screwdrivers for just ding-a-linging around here in the house. I got these as a joke. People love to send me Harbor Freight stuff because they know I'm not a big fan of Harbor Freight. The funny thing is they got a bolster in them, square shank. Anyways, these are your your cheaper quality stuff right here. You can notice that's got a very cheap satin finish. The tips are not vapor blasted. They're very generic made. They don't feel that great. Not a bad screwdriver. The plastic is very, you can see lots of molding, indentation. Look at it's still got molding that's coming off of it. That's where I always advocate that's your cheaper line of stuff. Now, it doesn't matter. Whatever works for you, at the end of the day, works for you. Like I've always said, I honestly, I just don't want people to misconstrue that I'm advocating that I prefer professional grade quality tools. I like nicer tools, but that doesn't mean that I discriminate against someone who likes the Quinn stuff and it works for them. Because honestly, if you're only using a Quinn screwdriver or a socket once or twice a month, this is probably going to get the job done for you. Repetition in the professional trade of a man or a guy or a woman or whoever, where they're using it constantly over and over. The reason why we use professional grade tools is because they may break, but they may not break as soon. It may take you may get your life expectancy out of this. So let's use a car for example. A professional grade tool might get 300,000 miles out of it, which is probably low compared to today's standards. I know that most 200,000. Anyways, we're just gonna use this as an example. So let's say that a professional grade tool gets 300,000 miles out of it before it needs any repair. Let's say a mid-grade gets 150,000 miles out of it before it needs any repair. And let's say that a lower, cheaper class tool can get like 80, 90,000 miles out of it before it needs to be warranted. Now, all these tools have warranty on them, keep in mind. So a lot of people are going to argue with the fact, well, yeah, CP, why would you buy a professional grade when you get warranty? Well, if you heard what I said, though, 300,000 miles, in the life expectancy of a 300,000 miles, I'm going to warranty this out 3 times as much if it's a cheaper brand. So I'm going to warranty this tool out 3 times as much. I would rather pay for the quality and not have to worry about warrantying out the tool 3 times as much. Everybody focuses on that warranty and thinking that makes a difference. But for a mechanic, I'm using this at brakes, which obviously ratchets are a bad example for me to use because I have way too many. But if I'm using this and it breaks, obviously I have backups. But that's another expense, okay? So why do I buy an expensive backup? Well, like tools. And quite frankly, I use them every day. I would love to loan my tools out to any one of you so that you could see the difference. It's really hard for it to explain via video, showing you stuff. At the end of the day, but once you use them and you can see the difference and appreciate the quality, the craftsmanship. If my neighbor worked at Cornwell and he built this ratchet, I would appreciate that. I definitely like American quality, and I definitely like how nice and the difference you can tell in what's built nice. Cheaper stuff is just kind of thrown together, and that goes along with me talking about being passionate and taking pride in what you do. So, in a whole, wrapping this video up, my whole point is that when you're looking at professional grade stuff versus cheaper stuff, you have to ask yourself a question, you know, obviously, are you using it or this and that, but at the end of the day, you know, how much pride do you take in what you're doing? Car repairs, I see a lot of guys out there that do car repairs and they're pretty shoddy and they think that they're doing a good job, but you're not taking pride in your stuff if you're not doing stuff right. So, you know, just put a little effort into it. Doesn't mean you have to buy a professional tool, but even if you're buying a cheaper tool, make sure you put your best foot forward to do the best job. So, anyways, guys, appreciate you watching. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell. Always, guys, I love you guys. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks a lot. Keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.